Hello everyone, it's Gojira Prime with another Transformers news video, and today I'm going to be going over some news items that have come up over the last few days in regard to announcements for TF Nation and also announcements for the Legacy line going forward for 2023, and also over some pictures of the new alternate modes for Earthspark, which a lot of people are going crazy for. So first off, we'll start off with the TF Nation announcement. They have, as of yesterday, Saturday, begun selling tickets for their mini-con event in March, which is taking place on the 25th of March 2023. The good news is it's a Saturday. It's only in Manchester, which is about an hour down the road from me, so it's very, very easy to get to. The event's going to be held at the Manchester Piccadilly, not the Manchester Piccadilly railway station, sorry, at the McDonald Manchester Hotel, which is just a few minutes walk from the Manchester Piccadilly railway station. So it's going to be pretty easy to get to for all concerned, and it's only about a 10-minute walk, if that, from the city centre, where there's the usual amenities and places to eat and so forth. Now, they have announced that Nick Roche is going to be attending the event. To be honest, I don't think it would be a TF Nation event without Nick Roche. He's always at one of these events, which is always quite nice. The ticket prices they've also announced as well, and in all fairness, I think they're fairly reasonably priced. £35 for an adult, £20 for a young adult, which is 16 to 17, and then children 0 to 15 do go free. So yeah, looking forward to this. Like I say, it's only an hour down the road from where I live, so it's going to be pretty easy to get to. And yeah, it's reasonably priced as well. Obviously, they're going to have a teddy bear for you to buy, and there'll also be some other merchandise as well. I'll get the teddy bear for my daughter. She got one at the main event this year, so I'll get her another one from this event too. Now, on to the Legacy line. I'm going to go off TFW 2005 here. There have been some announcement or some leaks in regard to what is coming out next year. I think to say these leaks are probably fairly accurate. With all the leaks for Transformers, they always tend to be reasonably quite accurate as it is as to what we are going to be getting. So just a quick run through. We are getting a new Deluxe Tarantulas under the Evolution line. I don't know if that's a repackage or it's going to be some sort of variation of Tarantulas. We've already had, I think, 2 different versions of this guy now under the Legacy line. We had the standard mainline Tarantulas, and there was also a version released under the Buzzworthy line as well. I have neither of those figures. I don't really tend to collect Beast Wars, since Beast Wars is not my favorite Transformers series. I do tend to go for G1, RID, and Armada, sorry, the Unicron trilogy more. So that's where I'm going to be focusing most of my collection efforts. But still, if you like Tarantulas and you've not had a chance to get him as of yet, you're going to get another chance next year. We're also getting a Transformers Shadow Striker. Now, Shadow Striker, my guess is this is probably going to be the Shadow Striker from Cyberverse, who was kind of a Frankenstein's monster. For those of you who haven't watched the show, basically Shadow Striker was wounded in battle quite severely, and then she was rebuilt from spare parts by Shockwave. So she was kind of like a mishmash of different colors and alt mode parts, really quite bizarre. She was Bumblebee's nemesis, I think, for most of that show, right up until the very end. We're also getting a Deluxe Strong Arm. Now, my guess is that's going to be RID Strong Arm. There are a few other bots who have been called Strong Arm, but I think it's going to be RID myself, because she is the most famous incarnation of the character. The only other Strong Arm that I can think of off the top of my head was Energon Strong Arm, and I think he was a fairly minor character at the end of the day. Another Junkion, for those of you who are building up that army of Junkions, you've got another one coming. Bombshell, second edition to the Insecticons, we're going to be getting next year. Beachcombers getting a new deluxe class figure. I do have the Titans Returns Beachcomber, so I think I'm going to stick with that one, unless this deluxe version's really, really, really good. I mean, I did get the Huffer, and I did get the Warpath from this year's line. They were actually very good. I actually have 3 different versions of Huffer. I have Huffer, Puffer, and Road Ranger. So I have 3 different versions of that one figure. Now this next one, Deluxe Deterus. I don't know who that is. I have no idea in any way, shape, or form who that is. The next one I do know, which is DevCon. Now, DevCon is this blue guy here. He appeared in only 1 episode of Season 3. He was a bounty hunter who was hunting down Octane, if I remember correctly. Octane was on the run with Sandstorm at the time, but DevCon was hunting Octane down. I think, if I remember correctly, this guy's a bit of a fan favorite. I can't remember if he's had a toy or not before. I don't think he has, or if he has, it was a very limited edition Comic-Con, BotCon figure. So I don't think he's ever had a main line figure ever released before. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with that one. We're also getting Robo Wild Rider. I don't know what that. I mean, I don't think that'll be Wild Rider. Surely, again, doesn't make sense. A Core Thundercracker, a Voyager Dirge. So that's a repackage, probably of the previous Dirge figure that we've had. Legacy Evolution Scrap Hook, and it says here named for the previously reported Deluxe Junkion 1. So that might be a re-release of a Junkion then. We're also getting a Core 86 Frenzy to go with the Rumble. I'll need to get those. Let's have a look. A Core 86 Ironhide, no interest in that for myself. Another Deluxe figure is 86 Deluxe Brawn. Now, I do have the Titans Returned Brawn. I may or may not. It depends what the figure looks like. But if it's a 86 version, then it might possibly be interesting and a lot more detailed. We shall see. But the one that is going to sell out instantaneously, and the one that will be in incredibly short supply, you can pretty much guarantee it, is going to be this one. Ratchet. For those of us who collect G1 figures in Generations, Ratchet is always nigh impossible to get. He's had very few releases. 2 figures, in fact, I think Universe many, many years ago, and the recent Walmart exclusive, or whatever the hell he was, duo pack with a repaint of RC, if I remember correctly, and that sold out overnight, and then it ended up on eBay, and it was insanely priced, so I never ever got that one. So if they are bringing out an 86 Voyager Ratchet, I am going to pre-order that thing instantaneously, because it will go. It will just go. Now, the other things on this list are a little bit unusual. They just say DLX Capsule 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what these are. No information in any way, shape, or form. So there are still some figures which have not been confirmed. But I'm going to say these leaks are probably accurate because the leaks for the Transformers listings tend to be pretty much spot on. And then another couple of leaks that have come out recently, same time, pretty much the same time, is a Voyager War for Cybertron Optimus and a War for Cybertron Megatron. Now, I love, and I use the word love here very specifically, the War for Cybertron game and its sequel, which was even better, in my opinion, Fall of Cybertron. They were fantastic video games. The setting of Cybertron on these games was phenomenal. They looked absolutely fantastic, and I can't believe it's been nearly like 10 years or more since these games came out. We never got that third game, which was a shame. It really, really was. It would have rounded things off, I think, quite well. But I do have the Deluxe WSC Prime and Megatron upstairs in a box somewhere. They look great in robot mode and vehicle mode. They're just an absolute pain in the arse to actually transform. Now, these two figures are going to be Voyagers. I will probably get these. I will probably get these because I really do like those games. And you have to admit, that Optimus Prime alternate mode in the first game, this sleek, sexy truck, was just fantastic to look at. And then they went all this blocky mode for the second one, which I wasn't too keen on, but yeah, I'll get these quite happily. So I'm looking forward to getting pictures of those. Now, on to a bit of Earth Spark news, because we got another trailer for the TV series, which I'm sadly not going to be able to see because A, I don't have Sky, so I don't have Nickelodeon, and we don't have the Nickelodeon streaming service here in the UK. At least I don't think we do, anyway. Hopefully this series will get shown on some other format as well when it comes out, because I would like to see this. I was very skeptical of Cyberverse when that came out, but I really ended up enjoying it. So I'm hoping that we'll get this one as well. So just to quickly go through this, new trailer got released, which reveals the alternate modes of the robot characters. The trailer not only does that, but gives us good looks at new characters such as RC as a classic muscle car. This was a real big surprise. Soundwave as a stealth aircraft. He's been something similar before. Wheeljack as a rally car, no surprise there. Swindle's back as an SUV, and Skullcruncher as the Croctobot. Oh my god, that Croctobot? Who the hell came up with that? So yeah, go and watch the trailer. It's really, really good. It's actually really good. I do have some concerns though. First off, this Optimus Prime face is horrible. I don't like it. It's not the fact that they've got Prime without his faceplate on it. It's pretty common practice now to have Optimus Prime with a retractable faceplate. That's neither here nor there. I just don't like the face. I also am not overly keen, I can't see it, on his alternate mode either, which we'll come to in just a second. But first off, let's have a look at RC. This was a surprise. Now, usually, we've got RC here in all her glory. She's pink and white, so pretty standard colors for the RC character. you know, she was blue in Prime, but then they went back to standard colors for Cyberverse. So we've got RC here, but I think it's the alternate mode more than anything that has really surprised people. Because if I scroll down a bit more, where is it? Going through the transformation sequence, this is RC's alternate mode. She's a 1950s muscle car. This is totally different from what RC usually is. Usually RC is a sleek sports vehicle or a motorcycle. This is totally different than what she's been before. And if I'm honest, I really do like the muscle car look. It looks really, really cool. So there's a lot of mass formatting, I'm guessing, with this. But yeah, this looks really, really interesting. Really very, very different. So I'm interested to see how that one works. Bumblebee is standard yellow. Well, he's a yellow muscle car now, as always. They've obviously, you know, the days of Bumblebee in a TV series being a Volkswagen Beetle or something similar are long gone. He's now always going to be this sleek muscle car. I'm not a particular fan of the rear section of this muscle car design, I have to be said. Where is it? These vent things here, I don't like them. I don't like them. Again, going through, robot mode is okay. It looks a bit like the Prime Ultimate mode, but with a G1 head on it. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I like his robot mode. It looks good. Then we've got Elita 1, who is an all-terrain vehicle. Again, in pink. The pictures aren't very clear. I do like the robot mode. The robot mode's got that G1 head to it, and then obviously they just redesigned the body mode accordingly. So yeah, she looks quite good. Now, Megatron's an odd one for me. Megatron is an armored aircraft in this. Now, that's nothing unusual. Megatron now tends to be either a military jet or a tank. That's not a problem. The last animated show, I think, with Megatron is something similar to this, was animated, where he was the dual blade helicopter. This version just doesn't look. I don't know. I'd have to see a bit more of it, really, I think. But I'm a little bit concerned about this. The propellers seem to be far too small, in my opinion, for this aircraft. But, you know, real world physics doesn't need to come into this at the end of the day. But yeah, vehicle mode, again, I'm not 100% sure on. But the robot mode does look pretty good. It's not G1, but there's G1 elements to it quite nicely. But yeah, Prime I have problems with. Now, Optimus Prime is my favorite of the Autobots. He's my favorite Transformer in general. I don't like the face on this. I think it just might be the fact that he's got these massive cheekbones more than anything. And if I'm honest, I don't like the truck. Now, my big problem with this truck is actually the front section. It just doesn't seem... I don't know what they've tried to go with here. It just doesn't seem right somehow. I mean, he's running over a Decepticon here or something. I don't know what. Excuse me. But the front section of this truck seems to be too short and too curved. So yeah, the lights at the very bottom. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this alternate mode one bit. So yeah, that's not growing on me at all. But with the faceplate on, you've got a very G1 Optimus Prime again. I don't mind him having a face. I don't like that face. And then we've got Skull Cruncher. I can't remember the last time outside of G1 that Skull Cruncher had an appearance in a show. He may have been in Cyberverse. I can't remember off the top of my head. But, Skull Cruncher looks really, really good here. Originally, he was a character from G1 who was a headmaster. But yeah, here he looks really, really good. And I quite like the crocodile mode as well. But Croctobot? Just call it a Crocbot. You don't need the 2 in there. And then we've got Soundwave. Now, Soundwave has had various alternate modes over the years. He's been a cassette player. He's been a missile tank. He's been an aircraft. He's been a 4x4 vehicle. He's been an aerial drone. He's probably had more variations in regard to his robot appearance and his alternate mode than most that I can think of. He's had a lot of varied looks. Now, this version is blue and grey with red highlighted areas. He seems to have a typical shoulder cannon for Soundwave. That's pretty much a done deal. And then his head is very, very different from the normal Soundwave that I'm familiar with anyway. But they've gone with he seems to have some sort of abilities with his hands as well here, which is interesting. But yeah, there's a closer look at his face. Very different from the normal Soundwave. Very interesting. It looks like as well, you can actually see it here in this image, it looks like the chest section does open up. So I think they are sticking with, he stores mini-cons or mini-bots in his chest as normal. So that looks pretty good. And then he turns into this stealth aircraft bomber thing. That's interesting. That's different. It kind of looks like a B-2, but with tail fins on the end. So yeah, it's interesting. I quite like that. That's a very different look for him. And then we've got Swindle, who is the traditional yellow and purple SUV. I like the look of the robot mode, actually. Looks quite good. It's a standard SUV there, so nothing untoward. And then we've got Thrash, who is one of our Earthbots, who turns into a motorcycle. You can see a picture of him here with the lead female character. I quite like his head here. They've actually done his head like it is a motorcycle helmet with goggles. I like that. That's a really nice little touch. But yeah, he's a motorcycle with a sidecar. So, you can have someone riding on the main bike and then someone riding in the sidecar. So that's a really, really nice element. And he looks, instead of going for like a sci-fi futuristic motorcycle, which they could have very easily done because, he's an alien robot at the end of the day, they've gone for a very classical Earth motorcycle look, an older model type of thing. So that looks really, really good. And then we've got Twitch, who I think is the female. She's a female. This is a new female Autobot who turns into a drone. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's an interesting way to go. It's hiding in plain sight, as it should do. So, yeah, it looks pretty good. And then we've got Wheeljack. Wheeljack is very G1 here. But also a nice... I think there's a bit of Prime, Wheeljack Prime in here as well, really. So it looks good. But it's a typical rally car. To look at this rally car, actually, this is... That is based on Prime more than anything, really. So, yeah. We've got a kind of like a Prime homage going on there. So yeah, some really great news. We've got news about a new convention going on in the UK, leaked toy lists, which are probably going to be 99% spot on, and we've also got another look at the new alternate modes for the various Transformers in Earthspark. So yeah, all pretty good stuff. I like some of it, don't like some of it, but yeah, tell me what you think in the comments section. Are you looking forward to these toy listings? Are you going to be going to TF Nation Minicon in 2023? Are you going to be watching Earth Spark on Nickelodeon or Paramount Plus? Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do comment below. Please hit the like button and have a very good day.